Through the Oklahoma red dirt dust we crawl, every step another battle, another brawl. Demons whisper lies, try to tear us down. With God's strength we keep the demons drowned. Ride or die through the firestorm tonight. God brought us here, we'll stand and fight. You're my best friend, my love, my life. I'm going nowhere, I'm holding tight. The wind's howling, the skies turn black, but we never falter, never turn back. God's our anchor, our shield, our light. With you, I face the longest night. Let the storm rage, let the darkness grow. They'll never break what they'll never know. Ride or die through the firestorm tonight. God brought us here, we'll stand and fight. You're my best friend, my love, my life. I'm going nowhere, I'm holding tight. Every scar we bear tells the story we wrote. Through the floods, the flames, we stayed afloat. Demons can't touch what's bound in grace. With you, I've found my safest place. Ride or die through the firestorm tonight. God brought us here, we'll stand and fight. You're my best friend, my love, my life. I'm going nowhere, I'm holding tight.
All right, come on. All right, everybody, let's try this again. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. Am I coming through to everybody? Is there any volume? Nothing? Okay, I'm going to have to figure that out real quick. Can you hear me? Try something. Huh? So, can you all, let me see if I can get Jesse thrown in here real quick. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it'll work and get her in.
Yeah, can hear you.
There you are. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, Mom was saying no, and I was like, okay, what's going on? Okay.
There's
All right,
there's like a 10-second delay. Not for me that I could tell, but for the viewers, there's like a 10-second delay. So that's probably why you didn't think they could hear you.
Okay, so do I have a delay with you?
Not that I could tell.
Okay, so I don't know why, but the computer crashed. Brian lost power at his house, so he's going to be coming back in.
See, that's weird. I was on the phone earlier with Shell and Dana, and my phone's like just shut off. And they said they were having issues too. Like things are just something about the solar flares and stuff. I don't know. That's weird.
Frustrating so bad. We got a show to do.
Technology is supposed to be easy.
Yeah, well, I'd like to throw this computer out there in the field. And then shoot it with Mole 45, as Hank Williams would say. Spits a beech nut in that dude's eye. What's up, the Clough? Clough, you headed over to buy everybody some drinks? Is that what's up?
Tyler's at the bar watching Abnormal Investigations.
Is Tyler and Josh at the same place? You what, Mom?
I don't know, Tyler. Are you at the Iron Bar? Iron Bear?
Are y'all dressing up like bunny rabbits? Is this bunny rabbit night? Half off drinks? It was last night. And everybody with the black hat, well, they got a special surprise. What's up, New England Dirt Roadie? Good to see you tonight.
Hello, Infinite 7.
All right, we got, let's see, everything looks like we're booting up now. We'll be bringing on Brian real quick. Oh, yeah, everything's coming online now. Everything's looking good. So, yeah. So whenever you deal with equipment that's like, okay, that's Randy's on. Sorry, guys. So let me see if I can get Randy on here real quick. My computer is saying 1 second. It's trying to catch up to what it's trying to do because we're running two
Hello,
things.
Kev. Hello, Michael Deere. Hello, Dana.
Hello, Dana. Is Dana Ortega in here tonight?
Dana Ortega is in the house.
Do we got Shell with us tonight?
Hello, Deanna. Oops, she called you Michael.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. Is Shell here with us tonight?
I haven't seen her pop in yet. Hello, Lisa Ann.
I'm very disappointed in her. I've tried to get a hold of her for a couple of hours now. So she's going to be in trouble. She's going to be banned for a couple of seconds.
She was talking to me, so just leave her alone.
Yep, she's banned.
We were having girl talk.
That's always a problem. What's up, Randy?
Beautiful day in paradise.
Wish I could find paradise. I'm actually using tonight these ear things, Jess. This is my microphone and everything tonight.
They're nice, aren't they?
Yeah, it's better than having that headset on.
Yeah.
Is it as clear as the headset?
Yeah, it's pretty clear. I mean, well, I mean, maybe there's a little bit of a difference, but I think it's pretty good.
but
I don't
not
know if
as
you
clear.
guys. Well, it's clear. I can hear it. Yeah, just fine.
We'll see what everybody says. What do they like best? What do you guys like best? You like the headset sound better, or do you like the earpiece? Let me know right now. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that's copyrighted.
No, that's mine. I made it up
Oh,
myself. It's not the same words.
okay.
I just can't say them because this is a PG show. No, that's mine. I made it up.
Nancy says you sound fine.
All right, Nancy.
Belinda
Thank you,
said
Nancy.
Belinda said headset.
Really?
Hmm.
She would. I mean, that's Belinda, right?
Hmm. Belinda, I think he puts you and I in the same category because I'm in the north and you're in New Zealand, so don't take offense to it.
Do I sound clear to you, Mom, or do I sound better on the headset? Okay, she says we're clear. Both sound good on my end, Mike. All right, Lisa, thank you. Watch out, Mike. We're on the mod squad. Y'all are on some kind of squad. That's definitely true. So Black Mass had a couple bit. Well, he's trying to get everything straightened out and get back to us and get on here. Michelle McGuire, boy, she caught a beast-looking thing on my boots on the ground last night, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I could not believe what she found. That actually gave me chills.
Hey, did you hear about you? You did know you got censored last night as whatever that object in the sky was, as it was getting closer to the camera, suddenly the screen goes blank. Your little icon pops up there on the screen of abnormal investigation. I don't know if you went back and watched.
No, I haven't had time, but y'all missed it because when it went right over me, it turned into a yellow ball, almost like the sun. It was just like boom, real bright.
The powers that be are not going to allow you to see shit like that on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We don't live in a free country. We're still living in an enslaved. What we think is freedom, the freedoms have been taken away. And we're seeing it. Last night was an example of that.
You know, it absolutely had no sound.
I believe it. I said that's just like the one that flew over my head. Although that was huge. It wasn't just a ball.
Yeah, there was no sound. And it stayed high though. It was pretty high. I mean, it wasn't low by no means.
That was advanced technology. Whose was it? I don't know. That could have been made by the United States government, or it could have been made by something else.
Well, there was 3 of them. The other 2 stayed stationary. That was the only one that moved. And then whenever we was leaving last night, I told y'all, I said, we're leaving. I was like, we're out of here. And whenever I was pulling out, it went like this. It goes. It was gone straight up.
Do you think these things are following you? Do you see these things pretty regularly when you're out when you're out and about at night?
Not really. But I have noticed that they're in the location that I'm investigating. They stay in that area in the sky. And I haven't had them follow me to the house, but they've been there for about 2 years now, probably. So, but they don't follow me home or anything like that. It's just like they stay right over that creek area.
Well, isn't that kind of interesting? I wonder what else is around there that we don't know. Is there like a hidden base around there? Some underground base that we don't know about?
That photo that Michelle found and sent to me last night, the hooded guy was back. I sent you that photo too, Randy, in your messenger.
I saw that just before the show.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly looking. There, the wells down there, that well's in that same area, And to be able to tap into that well, you still have to hit a water column down below. Then you have the creek also that runs through there, and the creek runs down into the lake. So, is it following the water or the creek or the water line? Maybe. I know it. There's a lot of rock down there, a whole lot of rock. So they could also be following them.
Those objects in the skies were interested probably in what you were doing, Mike. I don't think that those objects in the sky was observing the water levels in the creeks. I think they were watching you, my opinion.
Well, I noticed when they showed up was whenever, you remember the thing that was moving in the grass that I was trying to show you guys?
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to zoom it in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I'd done was I put my flashlight under my arm so I would have my other hand free. And the flashlight was still on, so it was shining up into the sky. And because I had it under my arm, I had to, pinch my arm on it to hold it. I had turned the flashlight to strobe. So I was actually strobing the hell out of the sky. So
you were calling them right to you.
So that's whenever they started showing up, is because I was strobe. I mean, it was strobing everywhere. It was like.
I've seen videos on YouTube or Facebook where people will start shouting lights at them, and those things will shine lights back.
Mm-hmm.
Only their lights are much brighter if they light you up with one of their lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
shine lights at those things because they can shine light back at you.
I didn't really want to mess with them just because it may not be like advanced technology. It might be something that actually is in the heavens. And
where do you think fallen angel technology comes from? Not everything that people see is a demon. Demons where the giants died and their bodies, they don't have a body. Their spirits are here until Revelations 20:12, where they get thrown into the lake of fire. But there's other creatures that have a body that aren't demons. And there's a lot of Christians who don't understand. They think everything demonic is a demon, and that's simply not true. There are beings that have a body that aren't, human, and they're walking around. We share this planet. I think the Earth is more like Star Wars or Star Trek. There's a lot more races than just humans. And I believe Star Wars and Star Trek is the best example that we share this universe with many other species besides humans. We've been kept basically protected and lied to about the entire world so we can be kept as slaves to these evil people and their wicked agendas, in my opinion.
Well, my fear was more not running into the technology they gave us, but running into the person that gave the technology. And I was like, well, I really.
By you exposing them, you do understand you're waging war against the fallen angels by revealing their children. You're basically going to war with the fallen angels. And part of the reason why you're having all this hell coming at you is because you're waging war with the fallen angels. And this is what it looks like. You want to know why all this shit's coming at you, Mike? Because you're waging war against the fallen angels and their offspring. And this is what it looks like. What you're going through is that war in a nutshell, summed up.
Mm-hmm. We all are.
Exactly. Welcome to the Earth, third rock from the sun, guys.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some things down there that, like that thing moving in the grass. I don't know if y'all saw that, but that was pretty amazing to watch the way it moved. It was fluid. It was. It's hard to explain how it was moving. It was so.
I saw something moving between the trees. I saw a head, but there was no eyes shine. If that had been a cryptid, the eyes would have lit up. But I saw a black shadow movement there was a head, and it was looking directly at the camera, but there was no eye shine. So I don't know what the hell that was. I thought it was a human.
What kind of messed with me was I started wondering in my head whenever I started getting kind of like, okay, Mike, you got to stop thinking like that. You got to get it together, because I started thinking that what I was witnessing in the grass. Now, this is going to sound messed up for me to say this, because this is not somewhere that I normally will go. But it almost, and I'm going to say almost, and I'm going to throw if in there, so I'm not making this as a full statement, because it's not somewhere that I like to go in my research. But I mean, you do have to follow the evidence. I don't. Okay, I'm just going to say it. I felt like whatever I was watching was part of the fog. It didn't move. And this is going to sound dumb, maybe. It didn't move in the fog. It moved within the fog. Does that make sense?
It's creepy.
Was it cloaked? Did you see something cloaked moving through the fog, Mike?
Yeah, that would be a good way to put it. And it also, when it got close to me, I got sick and weak in my knees. I got upset to my stomach. My legs got kind of like shaky. My head felt real pressured, like there was a lot of pressure in my head. And I heard a whisper in the fog. And that was what really bothered me. I'll tell you all what it said, what I heard. It said, I'm right here.
You say that you're going to die.
Well, I didn't hear that one.
Just before you said you hear a noise behind you. Prior to that, I hear an EVP says, "You're gonna die," and then Mike says, "Like my batteries are about to die," and then I hear something behind me, and you go to turn around, and the video goes blank. Right as you're like turning around to face whatever sound was behind you. And then that EVP I heard say something like, "You're going to die." Dude, that was some creepy shit, bro.
Maybe he was talking about his phone dying.
Well, I heard it in the fog. In the fog. I heard, okay, another weird thing. I don't like to go there, and I'm not going to go real deep into this. It was a woman. Man, I can't believe I'm going to say this. It was a woman's voice.
Yeah, we heard a female EVP tonight. Sorry to interrupt.
But it wasn't just that. It was comforting. I kind of felt like I was at peace with it, and like it was okay to go out there. It was weird.
Do you remember the video I sent, the clip of the one live that you did where you had turned? I remember when it happened, because you had turned and you were facing the road, and it was like the wind blew, but you could hear the voice traveling across the wind, and it was a woman's voice in like a very harmonious type sound. And I can't remember what she said. It was something along the lines of like, he came back or you came back or something like that. And that was creepy.
Well, okay, so I was talking to my buddy last night, and I went over this with you, Jesse, on the phone afterwards. He has a theory. His theory is that I'm not calling these creatures in with the vocalization. Mm-hmm. He said he has been watching a lot of what I do. He's let's just say that he's a very special person that does a very special job. And he body language and paying attention keeps him alive at what he does. And he said he's noticed something in my lives that I've been doing, he said, unintentionally. He said a lot of your viewers are telling you, hey, Mike, look up into the trees, because everybody wants to look up into the trees. And he said, whenever you look up into the trees, what are you doing when you look into the trees?
Shining your light.
He said, you're shining your light up in the air, which is breaking, he called it something, the shadow plane or something like that, they call it, or something. He calls it something. I don't know the exact terminology. he fires from stealth positions a weapon, and he is taught how to use the background and how to not use the background against his body and stuff like that. And he said that once you break, I forget what he called it, some kind of a plane that you pretty much shadow yourself, you show yourself. And he said you do that a lot. And he said, so whenever you shine those lights into the sky, he said, I think that they're seeing those lights and they're moving toward those lights. And then when they get closer, because he said, whenever you do vocalizations, he said, your vocalizations are not that loud. He said, if they're down there and they're within, 200, 300, 400 yards, yeah, he said they're going to hear you. But if they're really far off and they're moving in, he said they're seeing your light. And he said then as they get closer, they start seeing or hearing your vocalizations. And he's like, I think what happens is they come all the way up by seeing your light to see like, okay, what is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? And then they get up there and he's like, you really piss them off because once they get up there, they hear you vocalizing, making fun of them maybe. He said, because remember, you don't know what they're saying in their language. All you know is you are copying a sound you're hearing them make. He said, you could be, making fun of one of them's mama or whatever. And he's like, you would never know. And he's like, you could be walking down there, he said, with a smile on your face saying, your mom, because, he said the words that you heard were between two of them that might have been vocally fighting that night. So you're trying to mimic a fight that you heard. And he said, people go out and they record these vocalizations and they go blast them over these blasters trying to get a response.
Yeah.
But he said, you don't know what you're blasting. You don't know what you're saying. You may be saying like, your mama stinks or you want to go on a date,
Yeah.
or anything.
I was just going to say, doing a mating call next thing you know.
Or maybe it's threatening their life.
Right. I mean, it's. He said it's a gamble when you do that. He even told me at one point.
Mike, anytime you're in the woods by yourself at night, it's a gamble. You're gambling with your life. Not only are there wild animals, but there's people and other things out there that can end your life.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Lori Ladd, I have heard about those. I need to find out more about those. Also, I'll tell you something else that he discovered last night, too. On the lower spectrum, one of his buddies that's with him, that's been deer hunting with him, has a 338 Lapua. And he has an IR thermal scope on it. And he said they started hearing something, we'll put it like that. And whenever he started looking through that scope to try to find what was in the woods to see what was out there, those nails that they put in the tree with the reflectors limited the scope. It was getting really bright star-like feedback. And so my friend that has an even higher quality thermal scope on his 50 BMG, he brought his up and it did not affect his, and he was able to see past them. So on a cheaper, and when I say cheaper, I don't mean a cheap scope. I'm saying a cheaper model scope than what he has because he bought top of the line.
Mm-hmm.
It will mess with it, but it didn't interfere with his at all.
When he's talking top of the line, he's talking somewhere around tens of thousands of dollars just for the scope.
Yeah.
His scope has a automatic doping system in it. It's matched for the bullet that's in his rifle, the weight, grain, powder. and it knows the scope's programmed to know that bullet. So he puts the crosshairs on any target, holds the button down for like 3 seconds, it lasers it, and it automatically inputs the data and adjusts the crosshairs according to the wind and everything. It's
Hey,
pretty
he
awesome.
sounds like T&T. Reach out, and just say hi.
Yeah, Maul Bill can make a long distance phone call if he wants to.
He can reach out there and touch you from a long ways away. And ruin your day.
And he deer hunts with it.
That's not fair, really.
He said he's too old to track them anymore. He doesn't like to track.
I don't blame him. It's like, I know hunters, they go out and they set up their feed and stuff like that, and then they complain that hunting deer is hard. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You're baiting them, and you're just walking out there because your game cameras tell you exactly when they're feeding. How is that hard? Seriously, guys, that's not hard. When I was a kid, we didn't have that shit. We would sit up in a tree stand, cold-ass morning before daylight, freezing our ass off, and we'd be up there until just about dark. And we wouldn't see shit sometimes. And you would do that until eventually a deer would come along. But
that's what I've been doing today. That's why I'm an orange.
I don't mind people doing that. That's fine. But if they're claiming what they're doing is hard using this technology, I would disagree with that.
I don't have any. Let me take this off of my, I'll show y'all exactly what I'm using. Let me take this off my rifle. I can't show my rifle on here. I've got a quick release on my scope. There we go. I'm using an IR scope also on my SKS. And whenever I go to fire it, what I like about this scope here, it has a real cushioned eye here. So when I go to fire, this fits over my eye. I have complete concealment. And all I see is daylight and crosshairs. I love it.
Nice.
150 yards with an SKS, which is not known to be an accurate round at all. It'll do, on my SKS, I can do a 1-inch group.
Right.
150.
Right, but that's why you have more than one bullet to back it up with.
30.
You fire one, then you send a couple more just to make sure, right?
Yeah.
I've got 30 round mags, and then I carry 3 on my chest, and I carry 4 pistol mags on my chest with my pistol on my side.
God, I hope you can kill that deer with those 30 rounds, bud, or you need to go back to fucking target practice. You think you got enough ammo?
Even if it don't, I still feel manly doing it.
I hope that deer don't kill you before you kill it. Now, I can tell you, those deer during mating season, they can be freaking mean as shit, and they can kill you with those horns.
Yeah, there's people die by deer every year.
Yeah, they do. There's this one guy, he put this elk piss on him, and he goes out there, and some elk deer started messing him up. Did y'all see that video? Several years back. Just pure stupid. I mean, the guy, like, soaks himself down with elk piss, and he goes out hanging around a bunch of elk, wanting to get a response. I don't think he got the response he was wanting to. He got the elk.
A lot of hunters that I know, they'll use even urine from a doe that was in heat, and they'll put it on them to try to lure the buck in. And that's one way that they will hunt. I don't know if Brian's going to make it back or not. I haven't heard from him or seen anything.
Well, we can let Jessica tell us some of her adventures if she's encountered anything scary or interesting since the last we talked.
I haven't been doing a whole lot. I haven't even been able to get out.
There goes that.
Yeah.
See you, Jessica.
Sorry.
You know, Maybe he'll hop in here in a second. Do you have that photograph, Jesse? We can show everybody what Michelle found in my life. Do we have a way to throw that up, or would that be too hard?
Nope, I can do
Hello,
that.
Figgy. What's up, Figgy?
The problem I have is during the boots on the ground, I'm trying to read the text and watch the show, and it's impossible to do both at the same time. It really is. I can't sit there and watch watch what you're doing and try to see what critter's trying to sneak up on you and take you out and maintain all the conversations on there. But I do the best that I can. But when it gets really active, I just have to turn off the text messages and focus in on. There's been times like that one time you turned the camera around, and I'm not talking about the shit on the trees. There was cryptids all the way around you. You were completely encountered and encircled by those damn things. Because everywhere you shine the camera, you could see something with eyes standing there looking at you. And it wasn't those damn tags on trees. It was a real creature. And
yeah,
those get really intense because I can just imagine, here you are, cut off by your car, you're by yourself, and even though you have backup, these things could maul you before your security team could get to you. And that's the fact. If these things wanted to do you harm, you might kill a couple of them, but they're going to get you eventually.
And another thing that's frustrating is you got all them glowing things around, so then it's hard to differentiate between what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
Well, I was just worried about your security. I'm figuring there's some human out there stalking your ass, waiting for you to walk into the right spot so they can take you out. I mean, some of those vocals that I was hearing did not sound like cryptid. Some of those earlier calls you were getting, to me, they did not sound like a cryptid vocal. They sounded more human vocal than they did cryptid. And that's on my own experience, because out here, we hear these things every night, and I can tell the difference between a coyote howling and something else. Coyotes, they're all, they yap and they hoot and they sometimes can do a long howl, but there's a distinctive level that these creatures have that a coyote cannot reproduce.
I know at the last one, that howl at the last, that got me. That was a wild howl, the one that got the coyotes going.
That did not sound like a human vocal making that howl to my ears. That didn't sound like a human vocal. But some of those first howls that are those first noises didn't sound cryptid to me. They sounded more human vocal than they did otherwise. And I was just concerned. I saw a shadow moving. I saw the face. I didn't see eye shine. So I just assumed, again, we had somebody in a black suit stalking your ass. I was concerned for your safety after that with all that shit that we've had going on in the past. And then I got very there towards the end. It was like something was trying to lure you to it. It kept trying to lure you into that tall grass or into those wooded areas. And I had times where literally the hair stood up on the back of my neck. And it was like, and you were even getting, you said something about your gut instinct or something was telling you not to go. Do you remember anything like that? You're going with your gut instincts there towards the end, and you didn't press forward anymore. You stopped. I think if you recall that, you had mentioned it out loud that you said that you were feeling like you shouldn't go on or something like, you said something like that, that your gut instinct was telling you not to proceed. Do you remember that?
I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go out into the tall grass. I kind of did, but I didn't, and it felt wrong. It felt like I shouldn't go out there.
Exactly.
I did. I went a little ways though.
You did, but you actually stopped, and then you started talking about your gut instinct was telling you, or you didn't feel comfortable with what you were doing. And a lot of times that instinct can be the difference between life and death when you're out there like that. Because only these creatures know what rules that a human has to break before they can take their life. We as humans don't know that rule book or that playbook. I don't have a copy of it. You do? How not to get eaten by cryptid. They haven't let that, they haven't made that to the available public yet.
Right.
So evidently there's a rule book of some sort that these creatures go by, because Without rules, chaos rules, I think is how the little saying goes. Without rules, chaos rules.
And Ellen, no, I don't believe the orbs are protecting me. I believe that they're up to no good. Also, here's the photo that Michelle caught down there, and I don't know if y'all can make this out, but I see a face and a hand, and it looks like it's leaning from behind that tree, looking out around it, and I can see a hood on it, and like something hanging off of it from around the neck, maybe hanging down, like a white. I don't know what you would call that. I've seen them on like graduation gowns and stuff.
I actually can see a face. I see an eye, a nose, a mouth. You can see You can see the forehead. You can kind of see the hair, but I can't tell if it's male or female.
Look at the pointed hat it's wearing.
That's a witch's hat, is it not?
It looks like it.
Dude. That could be, you know what that could be, right?
Jowls?
Oh, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this, okay.
Because that you may have captured somebody astro projecting. You may have captured a witch astro projecting herself to that position. You might have just captured somebody. That's my opinion.
Yeah, because now that I'm looking at this, I was looking at this wrong. Because when you sent it to me, I was looking at it on my phone. Because I was in the car. And now, this looks a whole lot different now that I'm looking at it.
And they're smiling. Oh my God, she's smiling at you.
Yeah, it's smiling.
They're smiling. You can. There's like a double blurred face. This is blown up here. I don't know if you may not be able to see it, but there's two faces there. One's looking this way, one's looking that way. There's a double face there. And this picture here, there's a female face with like a witch's hat. It's like you got the face like she's turning her head from one position to the next. There's a double image of her face and that I'm seeing on that which you link there. I can see a female's face that looks like she's smiling, and there's a double image of her face like her face. Her head was in motion when this picture was taken. So that's why I think there's a double image of that. Actually, there's a triple image of it. Looking at it, I can see on this other screen here, there's a triple image of her face. And even in the shadows down below, there's a picture of her face in the shadows. Down below it, off to the right. Her face, she's got a smile. So it looks like whoever caught this image, whatever that thing was doing, it looks like their head was turning or moving with a smile on their face. That's creepy. I hadn't had time to look at it until just now.
Yeah, Skywonder.
Yeah. Yeah. She's what that
at you. She's looking right at the camera too.
The way she's looking from around that tree, it's almost like she's
spying on you, saying, "Hi, I see you."
Yeah, because if you follow her body to behind that tree to the left, you can almost see the full curvature in the gown going down to the ground. And it almost looks like, I don't know.
Actually, I can see like she's wearing a black dress. There's her hand, and there's no, that's the tree there. That's the tree. But could that be her hand? This white spot here? Could that be her hand?
That's what I think. I think the white spot's her hand.
And you see the black in here? Could that be like her part of her whatever she's wearing? The black here?
She almost looks like she has like a short, real curly hair.
Well, to me, if that's the hat, it looks like this could be part of her hair. It looks like she could have long hair. Or short hair. I can't really tell. It's hard to tell. But I can see, if you can get a bigger screen and take a look at this, guys, you can see multiple images of that same face in this one little area. I can see multiple. So I can see her smiling, and there's like multiple images of that face in that little spot right there.
Does it look to you like behind her there is like a blue herring or something on her back? You see that? You can see like the neck, the head, the wings. Excuse me.
This object right here, this outside that circle, looks like there's an eye. There's an eye. There's part of the face. I don't know what the hell that is, but that looks like that could be something else behind her, behind whatever this is. Another entity. You see the eyes? It kind of looks like an octopus. The head is an octopus. You see the two black circles? Do you see the two little black circles that could be eyes in whatever creature this is? Do y'all see that or not? It looks like there's another being behind whatever this say that if that looks like a female witch, this looks like it could be some other entity. Do you see the little black eyes, the two black eyes there? Or is that just a blurry picture?
Could be the blur, but I'm wondering if that thing in front of her, at the position she's at, is that supporting her?
What is this thing right here? Is that part of a limb? Is that a limb here going? Is that part of the tree? Because it goes down. If you look, it goes down. That looks like, is that a limb of the tree? Do you see that?
Or is that something? Or is that something around her neck?
Or could that thing be a portal, an open portal that thing came through?
The one thing that I see that, like, to me is clear. The one thing that I see that is clear is that face. I mean, it has that smile. I don't even know if you would call that a smile, if you would call that a smirk.
That's a smile. Well, yeah, could be that too.
Kind of like an evil grin, you know. And
do you recognize the face at all, Mike?
Maybe a little bit like Sarah. It's like a skinny, long face with like a pointed nose. And you can see the little hand. And I think Anthony plays with little hands. But I don't see a penicillin needle. So probably not them. So I'm going to go with it's probably... Ooh, here's your one. I've heard people talk about tree fairies.
Did those tree fairies have wings?
There's Jesse.
Yeah. No.
Does somebody say fairies?
Don't tree fairies have wings? I don't see no wings on that thing.
No, the only reason why I jumped is because, yeah, in your thermal the other night, you were getting these weird things flying through, but it's way too cold. It's way too cold.
Yeah, bugs. Those could have been, but you had something flying around, dude, and it was too cold for them to have been moths.
And it wasn't like it was the wind blowing them, because it definitely had like an intelligence to it. Like it was moving. It would go up and down and back and forth and move. But it wasn't coming in towards your light. So it was moving. I mean, it was definitely flying around for a reason. It's not like it was just floating on the air. There were several of them.
And nothing hit me in the eye.
Yeah.
So, Okay, y'all remember something that happened at that location? Remember this? You remember the thing knocking on the tree that I couldn't see? This
Mm-hmm.
is the same location. So here's a question. I'll go out there. I'll go down the rabbit hole.
Oh, here we go.
Is that not hiding behind the tree? Is it coming out of the tree? Is that a tree spirit that I spoke about? Because the knocking the sticks on the trees to tree knock, that actually came back from a whole different reason and trying to communicate with Sasquatch. That wasn't the reason for that. Tree knocking was used to summon the spirits of the forest.
Could that have been a fairy inside that tree doing that knocking on that tree that one day you're walking around it and we can hear something knocking, but you couldn't find what was making the knocking sound?
Well, here's the kicker. This is the same place. Same place.
Could that be a fairy messing with you? Possibly?
Is that my fairy godmother?
I would say click your heels together 3 times, but that's a different one.
You're already home, Dorothy.
That's a little bit of a stretch, but
But if you think about it,
what we need, Mike, you need to have a video camera on you recording what you're seeing. That way, in case you do get censored again, you'll have a recording of whatever the hell it is that you're looking at, of your own recording of your encounter.
Right. Jesse, can you pull that up? The tree spirits and knocking on trees to summon them. I want to make sure I'm not telling people the wrong thing. I want to be a good teacher.
Oh, am I Googling this?
Yeah, because I don't have one of those projectors in front of me where people can just put it in front of me. I actually have to go from real memory.
So, Mike, are you saying coming out of that tree is maybe they call it a tree spirit? Is that what we're saying now?
Well, there's a story, and I want Jesse to confirm that I'm not off base here about the tree knocking myth and stuff. Hey, Kaylee, do you see this? Come here. See if you can make this thing out. It looks a little bit like you. Come here.
Ask her.
Huh? Randy's laughing at you. You don't want them to. Do you see that?
You already showed me this.
But do you see it good on here? We're trying to figure out the conversation.
And I think he just called Kaylee a witch, too.
That's a tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Is she coming from behind the tree? Or is that coming out of that?
I can't see it.
Or out of that
I don't want to
tree?
be in camera.
Okay, so are you talking about the myth about do something bad and you knock 3 times, like the knock on wood thing? Is that what you were referring to?
Yeah, it should be coming from behind the tree.
There was one about tree spirits.
Yeah, because it kind of goes back to that.
Kaylee's gonna help.
Hey, Mike, if you have a bigger, later after the show, if you can put this clip on a bigger screen, if you have like an HDMI TV that you can hook this up to and look at it on a larger screen, you can see the face is a lot easier to see on a larger screen than it is like on my. I can't necessarily see it on my cell phone, but on my larger screens I can see it. It's a lot easier to see on a larger screen for those having troubles viewing what we're seeing. So I'm just trying to give y'all some information here.
Right. Hey, Jesse, can you, by chance, when you get done reading that, take that same photo and can you zoom in more on the face and hand area and present it? Are you able to do that?
Maybe.
And Michelle, could you get a track on that storm for us, please? I feel like a newscaster. But I don't.
Knocking on wood appears to be harmless superstition, simple gesture, ward off bad luck. Theories suggest stems from Celtic beliefs where trees, especially oak trees, were considered sacred and would summon the protective spirits or express gratitude by knocking. Is that what you're talking about? Like
I
that?
don't think that's it. No. Let me see something here.
Wait a minute, but maybe these things knock on the trees for what now?
There was a story I had read, and it was about the tree. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. This got me really interested because now I'm starting to wonder a lot of things. It would almost explain in kind of a weird way why you would see eyes up on a tree and then they would be gone. But I mean, that would be, guys, I'm not even saying I believe in that because I don't, I don't like that rabbit hole, but that would be saying that something is looking out of the tree and then absorbing back into the tree, which I don't know if I would believe that. Maybe.
Okay, I'm zooming in on the face. Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah, let's do the face.
It becomes very pixelated. I really would need the original. Yeah, it's very pixelated. I can try it. I'll pull it and send it.
Okay, so this is scary as hell. I found what I'm looking for. Here we go. So tree spirits live inside of the trees. They were sometimes depicted as being protectors of the woods. Whenever people would go out to summon the tree spirits which lived inside of the trees, they would do tree knocks. But this would anger the spirits of the trees. The spirits of the trees could leave the trees, possess somebody's body, or use a tree or a branch or a vine to wrap and hold its victims, and sometimes even underwater until they were unalived. That is why it is said by Native Americans, do not knock on trees in the dark and do not whistle. Well, I didn't tree knock last night, I don't think. Right?
No. You whistle. Didn't you whistle? Yeah, you whistled.
I did whistle, and I done some hoops. All copyrighted, by the way. I strobed the sky on accident a couple of times. And that definitely got, oh shit. Hey, you don't think that could have been part of the light that went over to you, what we're looking at right there? Because remember, I didn't start hearing those hoops until the light went over, and it was coming from where that light was at.
As far, like, from strobing the sky?
No. You don't. Okay, I'm going to go way out there. Randy, are you with us still? I got to have Randy on this one. He's going to love. We're going to go down the rabbit hole. This is Rabbit Hole Mike Night. So if y'all like going down the rabbit hole, you better enjoy it tonight because I don't do this whole lot. You can ask Jessie, even in conversations off of here, when she tries to go down this path of weirdness, as I call it sometimes, or the woo, I'm not good at that. I'm probably the worst devil's advocate for that. That's the investigator in me because I like tangible evidence. But I'll play that game right now.
Yeah, I'm here, Mike.
Well, okay, Randy, here you go. You're going to love it. I'm going to go down the rabbit hole for you. This is for you guys only tonight. Exclusive. Copyrighted.
Hey, letting you know if you hear anything weird outside the window, I'm just warning you first.
Okay. Here we
go.
Hear
any weird guys? Letting you know.
All right, here we go. What if what you're seeing behind that tree, because of the way it looks, and it does look spiritual to a point to me, what if that's what was in the sky that actually came down to where I was at, and that was the yellow ball that I saw go down in the trees and then heard the whoop from the trees? What if I actually strobed whatever was in the sky and caused it to come from the heavens to the earth, and it was just looking at me, and we happened to catch it on video? Because the other two stayed where they were at, and just one came down, and it did go below the tree line. I told y'all that night. I said it went below the tree line, and that's when I started hearing those hoops, and that's when the howls happened that triggered the coyotes when we was leaving. That all happened at the end of the video. So
It's possible. I've heard several stories before where things very similar to that have happened, where people have said that they've seen something fly over or fly through, and then they've had issues with things on the ground afterwards, or they've flown away and the things on the ground disappeared. So it's not so woo. It's
And Figgy says that she believes it's spiritual. So now I'm not going to do them anytime soon. Okay, so nobody get your hopes up. What would happen, y'all think, if I was to go down there on a clear night and I bought, like, say, an expensive light and I strobed the hell out of the sky for a little while? Or Sarah did. I let her go down there and do that, and I just set the truck and filmed her.
Mike, FAFO.
bad idea, especially by yourself. Bad idea.
Hey, I think Mike is trying to go on David Pilates missing. I really think he's trying to get on there. I mean, he's doing everything the experts tell people not to do, so you don't end up missing. He's doing it. But, actually, he's not going into the national park. When are you going to make a trip to a state or national park? Because that's when it's really going to be interesting. But don't go alone. Make sure you take bait with you like Jessica, you know?
Okay, so Sarah's house. Okay, this happened last year. Yeah, it was last year. Going into fall. Y'all will probably remember this. Me and Sarah was down at a bridge, and I caught a bug in the eye, which swelled my eye up for like 3 days. But that night, I strobed the sky on purpose, playing around, and something flew right over us. We didn't know what it was. It was really weird looking. After that happened, there was lights in the sky above Sarah's house for a long time. And those lights have now left, but they're in the northeast and northwest now, and where I researched, but they have not left since then. They're still in the air around here. So I want to go ahead and throw up that picture too that you done.
Well, you want to go further down the rabbit hole? I'll get you there.
Oh yeah, that's really hard to see, huh?
Told you. Yeah, I need to get the original. I need to find out when that was and pull it from the actual video clip.
Sir, can you come out off of that just a little bit? Just like closer than what the other one was?
Oh my gosh, you're killing me, Smalls.
And get me a vortex on that if you could.
Yeah.
Wait, stop. Before you... Actually, if you go back to that blown up, I can see her face, her mouth, and one of her eyes. You can see an eye and a mouth in that picture. If you look, I can see multiple images of a face, like the head. This was a motion picture frozen, so the head was in motion. I can see multiple faces in that image right there. I can see it. I don't know if anybody else can, but you can see the lips or the teeth smiling in multiple locations at the bottom. If you look at the bottom of that blurry image, on the blurry image here, right here, You can see eyes, a mouth, mouth in this image right here. It's pixelated, but you can still see a mouth and an eyeball. Anybody else see that?
I see Darth Maul.
But I
Sorry.
can see it in that. Actually, yeah, you can see two eyes, and it looks like a little gray.
How do you know when nobody watches Star Wars?
I don't.
Yeah, I know, obviously.
Yeah, because I was talking to Clough the other day, and he started putting something in Star Wars terminology, and he was like, "You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?" He's like, "I totally geeked out right there." I was
Darth-
like, "I have no
Well,
idea."
Okay.
the world that we think we live in was a lie. The world that we live in is more like Star Wars or Star Trek or the Lord of the Rings with all the different races of creatures that live upon this planet besides humans. And it's just been kept from us. But there's coming a time that these creatures are going to be walking around with us and we're going to start seeing them. That's why the government is disclosing the UFO information, because they know there is something happening with whatever's going on in the sun. There's something happening on this planet that can't hide the lies. So the truth is going to come out. That's why the government is disclosing the UFO information. They're trying to keep control of the story. Whoever controls the information has control of the people. They're trying to keep control of us with this information by controlling the narrative of the story. Okay? So don't fall for that bullshit. You can't listen to these liars.
I'll tell you another weird thing too is if when I take my IR camera and I point it up into the sky, man, you can see some stuff moving up there that you can't normally see.
Our vision only sees in 1/3 of the spectrum. There's another 2/3 of the spectrum of the light that exists that our eyes can't even see it. And let me tell you, those of you who are saved, you have guardian angels who are with you 24/7. And you can't see them unless they want you to see them. But they are there.
Okay, I sent a picture of what Darth Maul looks like. Now look at that.
Oh my goodness!
And look, I'm telling you, close up, it looks like Darth Maul.
Everybody get your 3-sided die out. We're going to battle.
20 plus for ambition. Let's go.
Okay.
That's Darth Maul. Now look at the picture.
I think she's right, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think she's right.
You're being stalked by Darth Maul.
I mean, seriously, dude. And you don't even watch Star Wars. Why would these characters be coming after you? That doesn't make any sense, Mike.
I'm telling you. What is Chewbacca? What is Wookiee?
He's a Bigfoot.
He's a Bigfoot.
Exactly.
So, is Clough awake? We probably just made his day, if he is.
He's a hybrid. He's a hybrid human.
So can you do the original photo at just come into the face a little bit, not as far into that white face?
Okay.
I think we're going to see that smile is what I'm wanting to see. Hello, Blue Bitty. You're missing the whole show. You hang around and you might just get beamed up. But we need to decide. And man, I don't know. Did we cause that to happen by strobing the sky?
Well, the last time when you did that, the first time when you did that, and I had made the comment in chat that is how what is his name? David Greer was trying to push for people to do they even have an app. It's the CE5, so Close Encounter by the Fifth Kind. And that's by actually calling them into you. And that's why I was like, you can't do that because that's how they call in and communicate through the lights and stuff. So people have actually had success doing that. I don't know if you want to really call it success. I wouldn't say that's success. I wouldn't want to be calling them in the first place. However,
So you want to hear a messed up story?
sure.
Back whenever I was in middle school, there was this kid in our class, in our science class. I'm not going to say his name. Very smart. He was beyond. I mean, he probably could have taught our teacher. This kid was like brilliant when it came to science and technology. He had, you remember those little computers that were red, that were portable? It had like the buttons, you could type on it and it would light up and you could like poke in stuff and it would say what you would type in it. Do you remember those? It was red, it had like a carrying handle on it.
Simon Says or something like that?
No, it was like a mini computer and it had a plug-in, like a phone plug into it. But
well, I remember the Simon. It looked like a phone. It was a red phone. It had like 9 things.
Well, this was more like a small computer looking deal. Well, we was in class, and it was on a Friday. And in the class we was doing, our whole assignment for our first semester, we had a full big old, oh man, I went blank, like bulletin board paper, right? And what we had to do is we had to draw the longitude, latitude, and we had to draw the whole world in as it is per longitude and latitude. And we had to draw each country in. And as you drew each country in, you had to study that country, right? And they would go into the science and their technologies and what they had and what they mined and their riches and their minerals. And anyways, this kid was like brilliant at it. Well, on Fridays, we didn't have to. Fridays were like 3-day Friday, right? Everybody just got to kind of hang out in the classroom. The teacher didn't care. So this kid was sitting over in the corner by himself. He didn't have any friends. Because he was, to everybody he was weird. He had like Coca-Cola glasses, they said. And anyways, he's sitting over there in the corner. And I talked to everybody. I didn't care, who you were. Hey, there's Shell right there. Could you do to Shell what we talked about? Are you able to do that?
No, I'm not special on this channel. I can't.
You're special. But anyways.
Jessica, that's simply not true. Mike's wanting to use it for bait so bad he can't stand it. He just can't wait for you two to get together and do boots to the ground together.
Yeah, huh?
He brags about how much he wants to use you for bait. I kid you not.
I
He's
bet.
looking forward to doing the boots on the ground.
I believe it, Randy.
Make sure you have your running on. And don't let him trick you. He's been talking about that too. That's his little trick.
Shell, I will get you after the show. I can't do it during a live for some reason. It won't let me. So either he was a really good little con artist or he was telling the truth. But he took the phone line, the landline, and plugged it into his computer. And he was typing on it and messing around. He's like, hey, guys, I can talk to the aliens. And me and my cousin was like, really? And, so we go over and we sit down by him, and he's like, I can show you. You remember back then, I don't know if your school was like this. We had the big satellite dishes, remember, outside? Did y'all have those to get your, like, the internet? And we had, like, a special, our, like, school had a TV in every room. And there was a TV channel that was sent to us via satellite. And we would watch it, like, every morning and every evening before we got out of school. And they were big satellite dishes. Yeah, they
Sounds
would
like
send
brain
like,
control to me.
yeah, it probably was, but he like snuck over
Hey,
and
you
grabbed
know
the
what?
cord out of the TV and he stuck it in his computer and he's like, I'm going to use their big satellite out there to speak to the aliens. And we was like, ask them what they're doing, just a bit stupid, we didn't think, we're just messing with him. And he's like, no, you have to talk to him a certain way. And he was like, may I speak to you? And he sent it. And we're all sitting there and we're like, this is stupid. And all of a sudden he goes, doot, 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 and we look down and it's typing without him touching it. And it says, aren't you supposed to be in school right now? And he's like, I want to show my friends that you can talk to me. And then it came back and it said, you're not supposed to tell no one. And then it wouldn't do nothing else. So I don't know if he programmed it to do that or if I don't know. It was weird. It was weird.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't
So
know.
What is your gut at the time? Do you remember your gut reaction to when it happened? Do you remember? Usually, your gut instinct is actually
as he grew up into high school, he went into Scientology. He grew his fingernails really long, painted them black. He wore black clothes all the time with like silver chains on them and stuff like that. He had the cross earring, the long hair, the long black hair. He had a crystal ball and he would tell people's futures and he had a wand and he would go outside and get like grasshoppers and whisper to them and like throw them into the sky. It was weird. I didn't mess with him no more after that.
I don't blame you. Probably a good thing you didn't. Those are the kind of guys you really don't want to make your enemy. You really don't.
Get a grasshopper to spit in your eye.
Jessica, I do think Mike's probably been maybe a victim of MK Ultra and doesn't even know it with some of the stuff that he's been exposed to. Seriously, dude. I mean, some of this shit you've seen, man, with most people would be in the fucking nut house or dead. I kid you not. The average people can't handle supernatural bullshit not the supernatural stuff that you've encountered. The average person couldn't handle this stuff. Have y'all?
Well, I thought we was going to have to put Kaylee in the nut house a few times when she had her encounters.
Well, yeah, it can happen. People go insane. Look at that one person who saw that creature talk, and didn't tell you until he was on his deathbed with COVID. I mean, things like this can have an effect on you. Seeing something supernatural, whether it be a vampire, a succubus, or whatever the hell it is, can have a long-lasting effect on the human body, on your brain. Because we're taught this shit don't exist. Literally,
right.
We're taught that none of this is real, it's all labeled or myths and legends and folklore. Well, let me tell you, I've never seen a Bigfoot, but I believe they exist. You know why? Because I don't know if these creatures are werewolves or what. I believe they're a race of woman beings that's been here a lot longer than we have been. Because I don't think these creatures behind my house are transforming from human to these creatures. I think they're naturally. I don't have all the answers, but I don't think they're a human transformed into a beast. I don't think so.
Did you all not hear the other night whenever that thing started out like something weird and then it changed to a frog and then it started whistling? Was that not weird?
Duck. How about the duck?
That was how I knew at that point. Yeah, I was like, okay, I don't know what this is.
I've been fishing at night, and you stumble across ducks that are sleeping, and they're going to make those sounds. But some of those other noises, I couldn't tell you what the hell that was.
Right? How it goes from a real loud wah wah, and then it goes down to like a frog, and then whistling at you. I was
That's
like,
identity
what?
crisis.
Well, it definitely wasn't no damn armadillo. Those things sound like a damn tank going through the brush. I don't know
Oh
how many
yeah,
times I've been fishing at night and have one of those running at shit through the brush, and literally you're like, what the hell is that coming at me? You're looking, it sounds like a fucking cow is charging you, but you can't see anything, you know?
right. You know, Lori Lad, I'm glad you brought that up because I have had quite a few people on my channel discuss that with me. During our lives, I have had people have a lot of weird experiences. I've had people tell me that their animals don't act right for days after I do a live and we get some of the voices we get. They said their dogs and cats and other animals, birds. Scott's bird, after one night, went nuts. I've had people say they've got scared. I've had people say they feel sick. There's people that have never had premonitions, that used to get premonitions, that will have premonitions during the show, that some of the things that happens will trigger that back to them that they haven't had done in a long time. You know, there's people that say they become sick, and then there's people, the worst case ones are they start having things at their house and inside of their home. So are these things traveling via over the network?
Good question.
But you know, well, my buddy,
everywhere.
this is how my buddy explained it, Randy, and I'll let you take it from here. Because I was confused. I was like, how would they even know which house to go to out of, you know, the millions of people that watch me? How would they know, you know, which house to go to? And the thing was, my buddy's like, remember, the power is in the words, the powers of life and death. So if these things are speaking that, and it's coming across your microphone into your house, then it can materialize by the words. The words are the power. So what do y'all think? I'll throw that out there to you guys.
These fans can travel at the speed of thought. At the speed of thought. So wherever you're at, they can find you easily. They don't have to track us like we would track something. These beings have supernatural abilities that humans do not. They have ways to communicate. Not only that, they're linked. I do believe that these creatures are linked. They're linked psychologically. They're kind of like going into the quantum theory, having a particle that can be simultaneously in two locations at the exact same time. These things are linked kind of like by quantum mechanics. These things, what one knows, they all know. Kind of like the Borg from Star Trek. What one Borg creature knows, they all know. I would believe that creatures are exactly. These creatures are the same exact way. Mm-hmm. And they can move at the speed of thought. So wherever one of these people are, say somebody was watching this from Australia, there are creatures and beings wherever in the world. These creatures are everywhere. And once you tune into them, you start watching a show, like you're listening to this on YouTube, that is, it becomes a portal. You're opening yourself up to a supernatural realm, and these things come flooding in. Right. That's my knowledge based on my observation of being in this fight for 55 years now.
And Michelle, what you're hearing, that's Sarah and the kids in the background. You're not hearing things.
And you need to have Kaylee and Sarah watch tonight's episode because you did call Kaylee a witch. And you also made fun of Sarah.
I always make fun of her. I told her tonight I was going to make fun of her. I said, I'm going to make fun of you on the live. I think I was on the phone with you.
Women have long memories, Mike. You need to silent, make peace with them and keep them on your good side. Don't piss them off all the time. They will get you eventually. Eventually, they will.
especially if you score them.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some photos. Jesse got some photos. Look at
Yeah,
here.
so here's
Yeah.
the zoomed 2. Did you get that one? That was the one you wanted me to zoom in a little bit better? Or
And
zoom
for
out?
for everybody that may have fell asleep, we now have the photos. So,
It's
which one do you want me to start
sitting
with?
there. The one with the yellow line, that was the one that you originally asked me to edit,
Okay, so
pull out,
where's
and crop, whatever.
so we want the yellow line one again?
Zoomed 2. That's the second one that yeah.
Okay,
That's
so zoom
Is
to.
that better?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's Sarah.
Still looks like Darth Maul.
Look at the nose on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay? Is it me, or do you all see wavy hair?
I see the face. I see what looks like the hand right here. Like, well, I guess it would be like the hand, like this. And then I see the other arm coming down and around the tree. Like I see the shoulder. I don't know. But I don't see the hair. It almost looks like it's bald.
Is that a tree? Them down below, standing in front of her, what's blocking her?
I see that.
It looks like
Sarah. Sarah, do you
What
see
is-
this?
Mike says this girl looks just like Sarah. Sarah's Mike is saying this chick in this photograph looks just like you, Sarah.
She's afraid to look at it. Look look below the nose. Does it look like it has a rabbit's tooth on the front? No, not a chicken.
I can't see that much detail.
That don't look like Cleghorn.
It looks like a chick with her head moving. Like the picture was snapped as her head was in motion. Because
Yeah.
on my, I see multiple images of her face turning from left to right.
What bothers me?
She's got a short nose. I can see her mouth, her lips, her teeth. It looks like a female, white complected. But she has her eyes the eyes are very distinctive and big. The eyes are very
The eyes are of owl's eyes, like something that was seen in the nighttime.
Exactly.
But what really bothers me the most about that?
It's staring at you?
Well, it's looking right at me, but what really bothers me is the last 3 to 4 videos, we've had something wearing a hat or a hood, and it hasn't been caught by us. It's actually been caught by subscribers. So that means it's not our pareidolia catching it, because you have different people catching it different times, but you're still having the same image.
Right.
So to me, that rules out pareidolia. If you have different people that's not communicating with each other, seeing the same things in different videos, then to me that would substantiate a good claim that there is something there of that origin, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I would say that there would be. God, I hate that word. I'm not going to say preponderance of evidence. Definitely a pattern. There's a pattern, because it is witnessed by different people that are not in connection with each other. So there's something there. I would say 100% there's something there because you have different people seeing it that are not communicating. So there is something there. If you look at the face and you really go down the rabbit hole, you could even say that face looked like a skeleton face without eyes.
The Mummy Returns. There you go.
Picture a face without flesh, and the eye sockets are gone. I mean, that looks really cool.
Those are called rotters. The actual terminology for those are called rotters, and they do exist.
And Shell says reptilian. I think whatever it is, it's wearing that damn hat. Because y'all remember that night when I first ran into it and I went to the well and I said there was somebody standing there with a hoodie on. That was what I first thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to thinking about it and I was like, that was way too big to be somebody with a hoodie. Ever since that night, this has happened. So what's your next photo you want me to pull up?
The next 3 photos are actually from Figgy.
Figgy. All right.
I tell you what, I'm looking forward to when Miss Shell Dion comes back on. I love her encounters. Her stories are pretty cool.
Ooh, I might just be having Miss Shell Dion a recording here soon myself.
What are you going to be recording? An interview with the vampire? Did you say that? That'd be cool. As long as you don't get bit at the end.
It's a secret.
So she sees Dogman in this one?
Mm-hmm. So there's, yeah.
I heard there's a secret recording coming out that's really going to bum somebody out.
Maybe.
Seems to be a rumor going around. I don't know.
I think that's what, is that on the far right? Almost looks like a head and ears. Is that what that is, Figgy? Not sure.
You know, I'm not good at these. So here's the next one. We got this one here.
Well, Mike, you need to probably work on getting better at these computer skills. You need to improve. You can. I have faith in you, bro.
I don't know. I kind of see something here.
I got to work on my seeing the DDNs. There's something right there behind that tree. I do see that.
It looks like somebody in there.
Yeah, looks like a face and a hand.
Yep.
I see a full body.
Do you see that, Mom?
That white thing right here, that's like the belt holding up the pants. Like there's a hand here, hand there, and there's like pants going down. There's a leg there, and there's a leg. Like the guy could be wearing like a white shirt underneath. There's like a vest. There's a vest on top of a white shirt. Maybe a white bow underneath his neck, and maybe the guy's got silver or white hair.
Like
maybe he's got a cloak on. A cape or a cloak.
Like a vampire.
I don't know what that is, but I'm just saying it's like somebody's wearing a nice suit with a cloak on it.
Who's going to be wearing a nice suit and a cloak out in the middle of...
Oh, my God. Hey, look at your... Hold on. Private chat. Look at your private chat, Jesse.
And they had a cloak that goes over that. And that looks like, based on what I'm looking at, he could be dressed in a nice suit with a cloak on. Or a navy coat. Raincoat or something. Where was this taken at?
I don't know what day that was taken on.
I think this was just a recent one. This was just the recent one, right, Figgy?
Oh, hold on, my computer's being stupid because I was trying to chat.
That to me, it looks like somebody's wearing a nice suit or a cloak or something with a cloak, or maybe a raincoat, like a
Maybe
navy
somebody
raincoat,
dressed like Dracula, astral projecting.
Hey,
possibly.
Randy, can you look at private chat? You should have an option to look at private chat.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was looking to see if
Am,
Figgy was
am,
out there.
am I
Yeah,
reading?
yeah. No, you're
Am I?
not. You're not.
And we know that individual says that he does astral project and sometimes unwantingly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Shell.
What does Shell want?
She said send this. She's gonna do some enhancements on it.
There we go. Ah, there it is. Figgy said which.
Inner. No, I haven't inner psychic. I could if Mike wants to do that.
Sure. I'm all, yeah. But I am starting to think, Jesse, that we're onto something about this, and I'll talk to you more about it off air because I don't want to get a lawsuit
Okie dokie, dude.
because I can't prove it. Oh, Randy's back on. He must have got booted.
No, I hit the wrong button. I read the chat, and it's the wrong button. I guess I exited out of it.
Sarah, do y'all see the face on that? Huh?
But it looks like a face.
Sarah said it's a bitch.
Which?
Huh? Oh, witch. She said it's a bitch.
Well, bitch, witch. Don't they kind of go hand in hand?
That's what she said. She said it's a witch bitch.
Hmm.
Or it could be witch bitch.
Which bitch are you talking about?
Which one?
Well, I would say, in my opinion, that would cause a war right now.
Which bitch are you referring to?
Shell sending your way right now.
So,
And
you notice how all of these things are using the shadows also.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. So there was the story that you were talking about being in the woods and seeing something, and the headlights were off, and you saw something coming down the road, but when you turned the headlights on, they disappeared. But when you turn the headlights
That was
off,
Sarah. That happened. Oh my God! That was at that bridge. It was coming up the road. Is that it? Where it was coming around the bend? You're talking about that time?
If you're asking me, I no, this was a story that you were talking about on one of your shows. And I just remember you talking about it.
All right, you're talking about back whenever, I was,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we were sitting in a vehicle on a dirt road. You could plainly see, I had the headlights on, I was in it was an 84 Dodge truck. You could see, like, people walking through the field, plain. And I thought that it was hunters or something. So I turned off the lights, right? Like, I'm not going to bother them. And you could still see them because it was like a full moon. They were walking. And when they got in the road, I turned my headlights on. There was nothing there. So, I left.
So,
hey, you like ghost stories?
Sure.
Birmingham, Alabama. I was there visiting my grandfather, and it was morning time. He had a little balcony sticking over the lake. My mom and my grandmother were eating breakfast on the balcony. There's a little fog coming in off the lake, and you can see people dressed in World War I or dressed in Civil War attire walking across the land. but you could see through them, and they were looking at us. And my mom and grandma were just don't freak out. It's okay. Just ignore them. They're there, but just ignore them. And in the mornings when fog would roll off the lake, you could see ghosts walking across the land like they were in battle. They were carrying their muskets and stuff like that. It was like watching something out of a movie, but it was real. They were dressed in their Civil War uniforms, and they even had horses, but everything you could see through them. And there were hundreds, if not thousands of them scattered all across the land. It was like something you would see out of a movie. But it was the first time I saw it, I was just in kind of shock because I had never seen ghosts like that before. But they're not human spirits. Those weren't actual humans, but they look like it. When you're looking at these ghostly forms, they look human, but they were not. But there was thousands of them everywhere you looked. Talking about, and this was in the daytime, guys. Then at nighttime, after dark, pretty much we were inside at nighttime because weird shit happened all the time at night there, outside. So pretty much you were inside by dark. You didn't go out.
I don't even like that kind of stuff at all. Hey, Jesse, check your private chat. I don't like that stuff at all.
It's eerie. I had never seen ghosts before until then. I didn't believe in ghosts. But after seeing crap like that, you can't unsee it. It's like that werewolf I saw. You know, for 20 years, I've walked with them at night. These things were as big as my horse, and I would walk out here, I'd turn my light off, and they would walk up with a couple feet, and I would be looking up at the stars, and they would sit and look at the stars with me. They would never show their teeth. But the problem was, by the time I got to the house, I can remember I was going to tell my wife about these large wolves, but by the time I got to the house, the memory would be gone. And this happened for 20 years, guys. I have 20 years of experiences with these creatures, walking with them, walking them up on them many times. They would be sleeping with my horse in the field. And I don't understand that. These creatures can open portals and go to other places that we can't go. Why are they sleeping out in my field with my horse? Can any of y'all explain that? If these are a human that transforms into a monster, why are they sleeping with my effing horse on a regular basis?
I got a theory for you on that. I can give you somewhat of a theory. So, if we look at a portal, like in the Bible, when God spoke about it, he would use different wording. He would say a window or a doorway, right? That was an opening or an entry or a portal, or it was always the doorway. Jesus knocked at the door or the window, right? So if these creatures, and God, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole again tonight. So if these creatures, so
actually,
okay,
so we're really, you're not going down the rabbit hole. You're telling the truth. We're actually getting out what really happens in the real world. This weird shit is happening, and a lot of people don't have an explanation for it. And what we're here for is, if anybody in the audience, you feel like you need to share your story, you can come here. You can share it with Mike directly, and certainly I'll list his email address. If you don't feel comfortable with talking to others about your encounters, you can send your encounters directly to Mike. And we're going to listen to your stories, and guys, we're not going to think you're crazy. We're going to believe what you're telling us, okay? So you can trust that you can share your stories of your encounters here, and we're not going to make fun of you. And we're not going to allow other people to make fun of you if you come here and talk about something that's happened to you. We will protect you the best we can. If somebody's in here making fun of you, well, the moderators will take care of that. And I'll let you go back to what you started saying, Mike. Sorry to interrupt you.
I was just going to say that I think, okay, so I believe in the firmament. I believe that the Earth is a prison planet. that whenever they were cast from heaven, that the earth, and I don't mean the earth as in just the earth, I mean that everything within the firmament is a prison planet, right? All these beings are here until Judgment Day, either on the earth, or in the heavens, inside of the firmament. Okay, so it doesn't mean that they're not allowed to use a portal to move from one place to the other within the firmament, right? So even if they're using a portal, that would be like you or I using a doorway, right? We don't sleep in the doorway. We just use the doorway to access different places of a house, a room, or for them, a place in the universe. So they wouldn't sleep there. And if they were resting with the horses, that wouldn't necessarily mean that they go, they're not sleeping. They use that doorway as a way of moving about, to where we're not able to do that because we're fleshly beings. They are fallen angels. They are used to being able to travel through portals, or probably what we would call portals to them is thought, because the Bible talks, a little bit about if you want to go somewhere, that all you're going to have to do is think it and you're going to be there. So with them doing that, they're opening up a ripple of time. But to them, time doesn't really matter, because they're not held by time. They're immortal. Time really doesn't affect them. They're never going to die, right? they're never going to die. I mean, yeah, they're going to spend eternity in hell someday, but they're never going to die. And I think that they're able to move like that, and that's scary if you think about it, because say you're in a home, and your home is not blessed, or you have a spiritual opening in your home, right? And say that one of these creatures decides that, hey, I want to go to Jesse's house, right? And say there's an opening, they step right into your home. And the weird thing to me, we need to talk about this some night, is how come whenever this happens in so many places, why is it the closet door? Why is it always the closet? And I think there's something to do with the closet, because if you go back and you look at Monsters, Inc., it's the closet.
Monsters, Inc., yeah.
And they always tell a little bit of the truth in their stories. So why is it the closet? Why would it be the closet rather than any other room in the house? Why would you enter a home through the closet?
Because
that was
dark.
That was the same as Jesus Payan too. He was talking about those.
Usually closet is dark because of the darkness that's in the closet.
That's true. It's usually darker in the closet. Yeah, it's true.
Darkness and evil did not take place in the daylight. Usually it takes place in the shadows. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and even at night when your lights are off, you still have light in a dark room, but the closet is going to be the darkest of the rooms.
Who remembers being terrified of like something being underneath your bed as a kid, or maybe there was something in the closet waiting to get you?
Well,
were those naturally instilled to us for a defense to protect us from the natural dangers that were there that we just weren't taught? Is that a fear that was bred into us by movies? Which is
I don't know about everybody else, but I actually had something under my bed.
But nobody believes. But it's just your overactive imagination, Jessica. There's nothing to fear. Go back to bed. Did that ever happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Monsters don't exist. It's just your overactive imagination.
Yeah. I'll tell you. Nope, there was no going back to bed after that. Sat there with my eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling, afraid to move the whole rest of the night. No
I
flipping way.
I loved Mike. Mike went kind of through that. You know, he grew up in a house where there was like a ghost or something, and then somebody else moved in there afterwards, and they had the same stuff happen, and then they confirmed that with his family later on. You remember that, Mike?
Well, yeah,
Somebody had,
and it also makes me wonder this too: is how many closets are doorways for these creatures in children's rooms compared to adult rooms?
mirrors. Any mirror is a damn portal. Just like anything with the screen, like your cell phone, your TV, anything that can put pictures on it is a portal for some entity to go through. Everybody knows that, but the average people,
Right.
the general public doesn't know about your average TV. Anything that you watch, the gateway to your soul is through your eyes, guys.
You
That's
know,
why God
interconnection reminded
to
me of
watch
a story.
what we observe, what we see with our eyes, because things can come in through our eyes.
I had an uncle one time, and he didn't believe in none of this nonsense, and he was a pretty tough guy. He was one of the bar guys that rode a motorcycle, went to the bar, fought. He was tough, didn't believe in none of that. You know, he put the Stetson on, so thick. That's all you could smell with the boots, and slicked the hair back. You know, he was that kind of guy, and he wasn't afraid. He had 2 pit bulls at his house. He was single, and he went to his bed. He had a large bed, king size bed. So he said he went in and he laid on the bed, and he just like had stretched out on the bed and it started to relax. He was like, fixing to go to sleep, just stretching out. And his dogs are in the front room. All of a sudden, his bed starts shaking violently. And he thought earthquake too, until like his bed, he said, was like lifting off the ground, bouncing like it was shaking so hard. Scared the hell out of him. So he said it started out with tremors in the mattress, and it felt like the mattress was breathing, like his bed was alive with something. And
Anime Mora for real.
Oh, he started yelling for his pit bulls, and his pit bulls come running, and they got to the doorway, and they were jumping up at the doorway, and it's like they were hitting a clear door. And he said they were barking and they were mad, but he could not hear them barking. And they were like jumping up, hitting something that wouldn't let them in the door, and he couldn't hear them. And his bed was shaking. When he tried to get up out of the bed to get out of that room because he was scared, the sheet was wrapped around his leg, and he couldn't get his foot loose. It's like the bed was holding him, and he finally got loose from it. He left that house. I know where that house is at. He left that house, never went back. He hired movers to go get his shit, and he told them to leave the bed.
I don't blame him, man. I wouldn't want that bad either. I can see Mike try to give that to your neighbor. Hey, man, y'all want a free bed after the dog you gave him? No, thanks, man. We don't want any more gifts from you.
Well, if you're laying in bed at night, and he said he doesn't sleep in the dark no more, because he said he sometimes will mistake the bed sometimes and feel like it's starting to do that again, and he'll have a panic attack.
Post about it, stress is real, especially for supernatural encounters. That's no joke. This is nothing to play with, people.
That would, imagine if you're home alone and something like that was to actually happen to you, and it physically held you, and you see your dog jumping and you can't hear them, and they're barking and they're mad. I mean, that's going to really mess with you.
I can tell you, humans encounter supernatural beings such as angels or demons. Time ceases to exist.
So what are we looking at here, Jesse?
To be honest, I can see it. This was taken on one of my
It's like the thing
investigations.
that the Wizard of Oz.
Uh-huh.
Seriously.
I see it.
Except he's got like a witch's hat on his head. It looks like the Tin Man or the Scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz. Or am I wrong? Is it a
I don't
Scarecrow?
look like it to me.
Or is it a Scarecrow?
This was on one of my, I think it was either July or September investigations. I had pulled a couple different photos. And I closed my email.
There? Did you actually see that with your own eyes while you were there?
Randy, that's the thing. I never see these things when I'm out there. It's always after the fact. And then I'm like, really?
Holy cow. There's faces in there too.
Because then I go back through the video and I'm like, holy shite.
Do y'all see a face right here?
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a partial face right here. That looks like Adolf Hitler, dude. Another face here. Do y'all see that? And there's another face in here. There's an eyeball right there. Y'all see the eyeball in the weeds? There's actually something looking at you. There's an eyeball right there. You'll see the eyeball in the woods, in the grass, or in the leaves. There's an eyeball looking at you. Anybody else see that? Anybody see an eyeball?
Don't see the eyeball.
It looks like there's an eye looking at you through the leaves. But I see a face there, a face there. I see a face in here.
Good night, Shell. Thank you for stopping by. Love you.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in there. Was this like a high area? Did like a lot of people die here, or something horribly happen in this location?
When I go out and I usually investigate, and I think this is one of those areas, I usually investigate the Ice Age Trail because it actually spans all through the state, and people have had several different encounters there because you could camp and then continue to backpack through, and that's usually where people have had constant issues.
I see it looks like maybe a kid's face looking from behind the tree, looking right at the camera.
I think this might be the same photo, but it's maybe the original. The first one was zoomed in.
Now, isn't that funny how
yeah.
That's a tree right there. That's not another, that's part of the tree.
Yeah.
They always use the cover.
That's the tree. I see a face right in here.
You never know what you're going to walk up on.
That's like the night that I came on that wolf creature.
Right.
No idea I was staring at it.
I never know either. Guys, that's all I've got tonight, really. Man, everybody wish Brian that he got his electric back on. I hope his power is not out and he's not able to get it on. He was having trouble with his power.
Because where is he located?
He's up in Tennessee, I believe.
Oh. I don't know if they're getting cold weather like I am, but I mean, it's -2 right now.
I hope not. But we'll reschedule with Brian. We'll get him back. We'll figure out a good day, and hopefully he doesn't lose power and I don't lose my computer. That was frustrating at the beginning. It totally crashed. I couldn't get it to do anything. It wouldn't turn the volume down. It wouldn't even function. So I don't know what happened.
You don't know what happens. Something sabotage. That supernatural crap that happens when you're dealing with this. You talk to anybody. L.A. Missouri talks about it. other people. David Pelani talked about having issues with equipment. Even ghost hunters have problems with equipment, dealing with the supernatural. This is part of the fight. This is part of the stuff that goes along with this crap. Is it
Yeah.
can attack your computer and stuff and your electronics. That's a trouble that investigators have.
It's frustrating. All right, Jess, you want to start walking us out of this one?
Well, thanks everybody for being here and for sticking around. And it's Friday, so I hope everybody has a great weekend. And we will see y'all next time. God bless. Randy.
Thank you, Jessica. Hey, God bless everybody. Thank you for joining tonight. Sorry we didn't get everything going tonight, but we will the next time. We'll get it together. God bless you. God bless each and every one of you. God bless your families. Merry Christmas to everybody, and good night.
All right, guys. Like I said, we can't do it without you guys. We appreciate you guys showing up again. I apologize for the technical difficulties. He lost power. We lost the computer. It was just a bad time, but we still had a great turnout. We had a great show. Tomorrow at 3 p.m., I will be daytime boots on the ground. So I hope you all will be able to join me tomorrow. We're doing a daytime 3 p.m. boots on the ground. Should be a fun time. We're going to go down and see if we can find anything in the daytime. So we're going to go check out a place, a new location. Should be pretty interesting. But yeah, we're going to do that at 3 p.m. tomorrow. And guys, as always, we appreciate you guys. And don't forget the 7th Sunday, Blake's going to be on the show from the Lost Cryptids Conservatory. And then Monday, we're going to go back boots on the ground at 8 p.m. The 9th, I've got something planned for Wide Open Adventures. The 10th, I'm working on getting Chris Cyrus on the show. We're going to talk about the connection of supernatural and cryptids. And then nothing planned after that as of yet, but I'm sure there will be. But we appreciate y'all being here, guys. Appreciate the support. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something. Don't be strobing the sky unless you want to take a ride you may not want. And it probably comes with a lot of amenities that you don't want either. But until next time, be careful, be safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Good night. God bless.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.